Difference between imperative and declarative paradigm. Logic programming falls under which category? Imperative or declarative? It is declarative programming paradigm. So yesterday we have seen this example. Before that, just quickly I'll revise what we have seen. It is declarative programming paradigm. It focuses on what is desired from the program and now not on how it should be done. We have seen that declarative programming paradigm like functional programming, logic programming, and database programming. Logic programming is based on statement of facts and prepositions that must be satisfied by a solution to the program. And what is preposition? It is,
Ma'am,
yes.
screen is not visible.
Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just revising what we have seen yesterday. So preposition is a statement which can be either true or false at a time, not both. We have seen these two examples. Then these are the keywords from logic programming: fact, rules, queries, skirts, etc. So we have seen what is preposition, what are the facts, what are the rules, what is predicate, and compound term. So facts is nothing but the way of stating the relationship between objects. How we state how two objects are related with each other. That stating the relationship is called fact. For example, fish, salmon, or likes cat, tuna, or say father of relationship, or say age between A to B. Predicate is a relationship which is called predicate. This relationship is called a predicate. For example, here, whatever the outside this bracket, fish, likes, or age, these are predicates. Compound terms when you combine two predicates together, not only two or more than two. So these are compound terms. The names of individuals are known as atom. Whatever you pass to this bracket, these are the atoms, individual names. And these are the variables, unknown. You have to find out value of x here. Rules are implications that are stated during the consult operation. So you have some facts and using those facts, you are stating new rules. For example, cat it's is a relationship. Cat eats X. Implies that likes cat X and X is a fish. In last lecture, we have seen this example, and you have answered me what are the atoms, facts, and rules. I wanted you to explain this with Prolog uh, program. So we have one Prolog editor. Now I'll stop this screen and share Prolog editor screen. Please tell me whether it is visible. This is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So here I have just copied this code as it is. So here it is written, you have to write. Okay, I'll start from the beginning. So when you open this editor, you can see this window. You have to create a program. Then your Prolog rules and facts goes here. So Prolog program is nothing but rules and facts. So I'm just copying it. This is my rule, age A comma, sorry, this is a fact, age A comma B, age A to C, age C to D, path X dot X. So these are the rules, facts. And you can see here, this is a rule, path X comma Y. implies there should be age from x to n and there should be path from n to y. You can see here it is showing recursive call because we are calling path again from n to y. Then you can say that there is a path from x to y. Now we want to run these queries. So what can we test? Is there a age from A to B? What should be the answer? Age from A to B. Is there a age from A to B?
Yes, ma'am.
So it is written in true. Is there a age from B to A?
No.
No,
No.
ma'am.
So it will written false. Now I have to check whether there is a path from A to C. Run. It is just showing true. If I want to check what are the ages from A, so A comma X. What are the values of X? It should written what are the
B
ages
or
from A
C?
to, we have age from A to B and A to C. So value of X should be B and C. So it is showing only first value because we haven't called this recursively. So first rule that maps with this query, it will written that. Then I have to check from where I can reach to C. Is there a something from and destination is C? So yes, it is showing X to A. So how it is working? It is just doing a pattern matching. It will take this query as an input and try to map it with these rules. Whoever, for example, age X to C. So this second rule is matching with, or this fact is matching with this query. So X is equal to A. Now in this first case, A dot comma X, instead of X you can use any variable. So it is matching with first fact. So X is written as B. And if you give both unknown variables age X comma Y, will it work? So too many open queries, please complete some queries using next, stop or closing some queries because it is not able to map this X comma Y to any uh, of these rules. So you should give either value of X or Y. So it will match with those facts and find out the value of X or Y.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, before we wrote path of A comma C, right?
Yeah.
So it returned true. So did the
Yes.
path matching go with the last statement, path of X comma Y, then edge?
Yes, yes, yes. It will match with this. And as you can see here, it's a predicate. So it will solve this as we have seen yesterday, x comma. So it will take value of x as whatever we have given a. So value of x is a. And for x, it will first check whether a age a comma b and is there a path from b to y. What is y? We want to check path a comma c. So value of x is a, value of y is b. Sorry, c. So there is no path between B to C. So it will backtrack again and take try to find a match another fact which is matching with A comma X. So another value for X is C, and we have path from C to C. It will match with this fact rule, fourth rule, and it will return true. If I try to write, is there a path from say C to A? So now in this case, wait a minute. Online editor always have some problems. So when we give both unknown variables x and y, so it will match whatever the first fact is. So value of x is a and value of y is b. It will not consider other values. If you want next, just press next, it will show another pair which is matching with this fact. If you press next, it will press another value which is matching with this rule. And if I want a to x or y, now value of y is b because it is matching with first fact a comma b. When I press next, it is printing c, and there is no next because we didn't have another fact which is matching with this query. Now let's move towards PPT again. So in this example, atoms are A, B, C, and D. PPT is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Facts are age A comma B, age A comma C, age C comma D, and path X comma X. And rule is this one. We talked about clausal forms. There are two types of clausal forms: consequent and antecedent. Consequent is all type form, like any one of the clause is true, then your sentence is true or your query is true. And in antecedent, everything should be true. Like here, there should be age from x to n, and there should be a path from n to y. Then you can say that there is a there is a path from x to y. So that is antecedent type of clause. And consequent means, we have seen one example yesterday, parent of. So parent of x comma y can be excuse me, x should be a father of y or mother of y. So or relation is called consequent. By definition, query or goal is input preposition that we want Prolog to prove or disprove. It will either return true or false. We have seen this, right? In discrete maths, you have studied prepositions and connections. Preposition connections. Negation is not. If value of A is true and negation of A will be false. So that is negation. Disjunction means or, P or Q. So this is false. P or Q will be false if and only P is false and Q is false. Otherwise, in all other conditions, P or Q is true. Conjunction, it is called and. It is true if and only P is true and Q is true. If both the conditions are true, then P and Q is true. Otherwise, it will any one. If P is false or Q is false, it will be false. You studied this, right? You know negation, disjunction, conjunction. We require these preposition connections for creating our rules. Implication, P goes to Q, implies that not P or Q. It is false only if P should be true and Q is false. Then this will be false. Otherwise, in all other conditions, it will be true. Negation, disjunction, conjunction, and implication. This is again an important term in logic programming or Prolog. Unification. Unification is a process of finding values of variables instantiation to match the term. Like here, we use age a comma x, and it has shown me x values of x is b and c. So how it is done? It will match your query with the facts, and it does pattern matching and exactly produce the result which is matching with the query. So this process is called unification. So 1, 2, 3. We have A comma B, A to C, HC to D. These are facts. Where we are using variable x comma x or x comma y, these are the rules. So 4 and 5 are the rules. This is not the fact, it's a rule. Fact x comma x. Now when we are saying path A comma D, so this is a query or goal that we want to find out whether is there exists a path from A to D. So first we need to instantiate, like we instantiate objects of a class. Similarly here, we need to find value of x and y. So here value of x is A and value of y is D. And we have to unify. Unify means match it with path A comma D with this rule 5. Rule number 5 is this one. So replace value x with A and y with D. So after doing this, we have to check whether it is satisfied the sub goal. These are called sub goals. What are the sub goals? Value of x is now a and n is still unknown, and path n to y. So n is as it is and y is d. So just replace x with a and y with d and find out what is the value of n. If you are able to find n, that means there is a path between a x to y. If there doesn't exist such n, then this query is false. This is clear. What is meaning of instantiation and unify? Instantiate means like we have actual parameters and formal parameters. Parameter passing. So we have to replace this x and y with the values from the queries. So that is instantiation. And unification means now we have, uh, is there a rule for path? Yes. Then check whether this rule is getting satisfied. So right hand side of the rule, we have sub rules. So try to find out the solution for these sub rules, and if you are able to, then the query is true, otherwise false. This process is called unification, a process of finding values of variables to match the terms. Uses facts. It uses facts for that. So unification in plain English, compare two atoms and see if there is a substitution which will make them the same. So how we match, like in maths or geometry, you have said that LHS is equal to RHS. So you have to prove this proved. So similar to that, you have fact, you have query, and you'll match your facts with the query and try to find out those values. So if you have path from A to Z, this is a query. So how you are going to find what is the value of Z here? A x is A. If you want this, you are saying path A to capital Z. Is there a path from A to Z, or what are different paths from A to Z? So value of x is A and value of y is Z. Here Z is unknown, and here you will check whether there is a path age from A to N, and is there a path from N to Z. So y is nothing but Z. Any queries about unification?
No, ma'am.
What will be the answer for this query? Path A to Z.
Edge A to N and path N to Z.
Okay, but A to N is unknown. So what is the value for N here?
B. It will be B.
B comma C. And
Yes.
path B comma B and C comma C,
B
C comma
comma C.
D. Okay, just we'll check it. Editor is visible, switch editor. We have
Yes,
to,
ma'am.
we have to check path A comma Z.
Ma'am, screen is not visible.
Okay, I'll stop sharing and then again. Is it visible now?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Like it's showing you're presenting, but the
Okay.
editor is not visible.
You have to pin my screen.
It is visible, ma'am.
Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we have to check whether there is a path from A to Z. So it has written value for Z A. Why? It will match it with the first rule, path x comma x. Value of x is A. So there is a path from A to A. If I press next, then it is showing there is a path from A to B. Z is B. So there is a edge from x to n is B, and B to B. Path is from B to B. So B is also true. Then again it will show me Z is equal to C because there is a edge from A to C and there is a path from small c to small c. And it will also show D because there is a edge between A to C and there is a path from C to D. And rest is false because we didn't have edge from A to D for value of n, other values of n. We didn't have value path from A to D or edge from A to D. So that's why it is showing false. So it is just a pattern matching concept. First, you have to find out, put a variable, and then match that particular query with the facts, and uh, you'll get the values of unknown variables. So that is unification and instantiation. PPT is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Another important term from unit 4 or logic programming is resolution. Don't get afraid of these terms. These are just scientific names to the process that we are following. To what is our goal? We have information, and we have data, and we have to find out information from the data. So data is nothing but facts and rules. That is your program, and queries is your tool to find out the information. And for that, which process is followed by the system or logic programming concept is called this, what we have seen, instantiation, unification, and resolution. So resolution is inference rule, that is matching rule, that allows preposition to be combined. How we can combine different prepositions together to create a rule, that is called resolution. Idea is match consequent, that is LHS of one preposition with antecedent, that is RHS of another. So by combining two rules, we can create a new rule. So P1 of X implies P2 of X, or Q1 of X implies Q2 of X. If these are two rules, P1 of X implies P2 of X, and Q1 of X implies Q2 of X. So can we, if P1 is, if there is some relationship between P1 and Q2, can we say that there is a relationship between P1 and, P2 of Y and Q1 of X? if there is a relationship between these two, P2 of x and Q1 of y, can we say that there is a relationship between P1 of x and Q2 of y?
Yes.
Yes. So this is how we can combine if we have two relations with us. This is just the uh, finding out some rule, or if there is some a rule exist between left hand side and right hand side of preposition, we can create another rule, or we can say that if there is a if P2 and Q1 is related, then we can say that P1 and Q2 is also related. So again, we get back to our example. So this is a fact, and this is a rule, and this is our query. So how we can unify 6 with 5? That is 6 means sixth rule and 5 is fifth rule. So here value of x is a and value of y is z. So it is resolution. We'll put these values in our equation, or what we can say rule. So path A to Z implies there should be a from a h from a to n, and there should be path from n to z. So first take value of z as say b. So we have path from b to z. So there is a h from a to b. So take value of n as b. Is there a path from b to z? So yes, B to B. There is a path from B to B, so it will be true. And is there a path from A C to Z? Again, for this path from C to Z, it will call this equation again. It will check whether there is a path from C to N1 and path from N1 to Z. So it will written solution as D, and the values for Z will be A, B, C, and for so how to handle failures? Prolog can work backward towards the facts using resolution, instantiation, and unification. Note that at a time it will match with only one rule. And if that rule is false, it will go back and check, is there any other value can I replace and find out the solution for. For example, here you will get answer only true and false, but how it is getting executed, how this path, it will check whether there is a path from A to C. So it will check whether there is a path from A to D. It will check whether there is H from A to C and there is path from C to D. And again, it will check there is a H from C to D and path from D to D. Yes, and then it will return true. But in some cases, you have to go back and take another value of A. Instead of B, we have to take C and go ahead. So that is called backtracking. So Prolog can work backward towards the facts using resolution, instantiation, and unification. Resolution is about making the rules. Instantiation is about replacing the values of variables. And unification is matching the rules matching the queries with the facts. So as it works, Prolog must try each of several choices. So everything we have to find out these options and check it for each option whether it is working or not. These choices can be stored as a tree. So for example, again, we will stick to our example H and path. So we have to check whether there is a path from A to D. This is our goal or query. So if we have to unify path A to D with rule 5, so we have to instantiate variable X with A and Y with D. So here I'm purposely using this term unify and instantiate. Now what is a sub goal? What is a rule for path? There should be H from A to N and there should be path from N to D. So this is a sub goal, H, A to N. So instantiate N. So we'll get there is a path from A to B. So value of N is B, which is true by fact 1. And what is our sub goal? Put this N in a sub goal 2. We have to find out whether there is a path from B to D. Then path from to calculate, check whether there is a path from B to D. We again use rule 5. We need to check whether there is an H from B to N and path from N to D. So we can't instantiate, we didn't have any edge going from B to any other vertex. So this is false, it is called failure. So it will not return you false. What Prolog will do, or what logic programming logic says, go back and find out another n. Is there another edge from A to someone other than B? So this process is called backtracking. When a solution process fails, Prolog must undo some of the decisions it has made. Same as backtracking you use in recursion. So it marks a branch of tree as failed. So assume that A is a root and there are two branches going. One is B and C. So first you will try with B, and you know that there is no edge like this. From A you're going to B, and there is no edge from B to D. So this branch is failed. So this is cross. Again go back and check whether there is an edge from A to C. Yes, there is an edge. Take value of n as C and just solve it, and you'll get the answer. And if there is an edge from C to D, then there is a path from A to D. So if there are multiple paths from A to B, A to C, A to M, N, O, P, Q, R. So I imagine the time you need to backtrack, and it always depends upon the rules, how you write these facts, the sequence of facts. It will start matching from first fact. If it has found the answer true, it will just go with that. And if the answer is not if the answer is getting failed or false, it will come back and check it with another rule. Then again solve everything, and if answer is still false, come back and take another route like this. So backtracking is integral part of logic programming. So there are two search or execution strategies that can be used by declarative languages based on database of facts: forward chaining and backward chaining. So what is the meaning of these terms? So which strategies does Prolog use? Under what circumstances one strategy is more effective than other? What should we go for, forward chaining or backward chaining? We have two cases. Consider these two cases. We have large number of rules and small number of facts. Facts means database, true part, like age A to B, age A to C, age A to D, B, C and C to D. So these are the facts. Suppose we have minimum number of facts and maximum number of rules. And in another case, if we have small number of rules and large number of facts. In both the cases, which strategy is suitable? Rule means there are unknowns or variables that we use, like path x comma y or path x comma x. These are the rules. You have to think in this way. If we have large number of rules, large number of what we can say instantiation or replacements, but database is small, so search is limited. But if you have large number of facts, your search is unlimited. Every time you have to go back and search, and you have small number of rules, so replacements are small. Let's take another example. Father of AABB. There are the relationship like father of AABB. A is father of B. BB is father of CC. AA is male. BB is also male. And CC is female. And the rule is grandfather of X comma Y. So what is grandfather of says? It should be X should be father of Z, and Z should be father of Y. Then you can say that it is grandfather of X is grandfather of Y. Can you solve this query? Grandfather of AACC and grandfather of DDBB. How it will work? value of x here is AA, value of y here is CC. So you have to find out Z, father of AA what? What is value of Z? It will match this with fact. Yes, Purti, correct. It's BB. Value of Z will be PB. Then we'll check whether BB is father of CC. So yes, father of BB, CC. So this query is true. It will return true. We are checking grandfather of DD, BB, but DD is not in our fact, so it will return it as false. Or it will check who is father of BB, and for DD it will return this term AA. It will consider DD as a variable. So the process of query evaluation often requires considerable backtracking. So as we have seen, only three facts, but still we need to go backtrack and choose another rule and then start unification and instantiation process again to prove that particular query. So to save time, CURTS was introduced. For example, if I want, I am surely know that I didn't want to go by this way. And backtracking, how you can say that a compiler should not check this part, only the particular part from the rule has to check. So it will cut down the number of times you are backtracking and producing the results. So cut indicates that if backtracking must be applied, the pattern fails. So that is don't go this way. This is a dangerous part, or your query will be fail from this way. So cut this particular part. So cut indicates that if backtracking must be applied, the pattern will fail. So do not follow this path. So it is just an indication to a compiler from a tree, exclude this particular part and just search the remaining part. It limits the search space for a solution. So cuts, when you use cuts, it will improve the efficiency of a program. For example, if you didn't want CC as a female or grandfather of AACC, and you're checking whether female CC, and cut, if you didn't want to use cut, so cut has not effect in forward direction, but it has effect in backward direction. So first, when you are checking for uh, AACC and female CC, yes, it will return true. AA is grandfather of CC and CC is a female. But if you are checking AACC and you didn't want to check whether CC is female or not, then it will say no, because CC is a female. So your if CC is female, then you will not go on searching for or placing these rules and checking for those particular patterns. We'll talk about cuts in the next lecture more detail. So today what we have seen is what are the facts, rules and queries, and just introduction to the cuts. So Prolog, it is an example of logic programming. It is the short form for programming logic. So pro is from programming, log is from logic. So this is a programming language like Lisp, Scheme, C, C++, Java, or any other programming language, but it's a different. So the only logic programming is common use. So there are three parts of Prolog program. First one is a database which contains two type of information. So that what are these two type of information? One is rules, facts and rules. Then we have a command to read or load the database. So in Scheme we use load file name. In Prolog we have to say consult file name. So here I am not using consult because my program is loaded on the editor, online editor. But if you are you have written a program in Word file or Notepad, you have to save it as .pl. .pl is extension for Prolog, and to run this program, you have to use keyword consult and in bracket file name. Like to run Python program, we use Python and file name.py, or to run C program, we use cc file name.c, or to run scheme program, we have to write load and file name. Similarly here in Prolog, we have to use consult keyword, and then we have to write query or goal to solve. Suppose this is one example from Prolog, ancestor.pl, ancestors.pl. So what are the rules here and what are the facts? I'll just read out. We have ancestor x comma y, then parent x comma y, ancestor x comma y, ancestor x to z, and ancestor z to y. Parent x comma y means mother x comma y. Parent x comma y is father x comma y. Father Bill Jill, mother Jill Sam, mother Jill Sally. So which are the facts here and which are the rules? And there is nothing like you should write fact first and rule afterwards. You can write rules followed by facts or facts followed by rules. Which are the facts?
Last three.
Yes, last three, these are the facts. We know that Bill is father of Jill, Jill is mother of Sam, and Jill is mother of Sally. And we are defining the rules like parent x comma y can be a father or mother. And ancestor x comma y should be parent x comma y, or it can be, we are calling it with recursion, ancestor x to z and ancestor z to y. X should be ancestor of Z and Z should be ancestor of Y. So how to run this program? Suppose you have written this code in Notepad saved as ancestor.pl. So you have to install Prolog compiler on your system. Go to the Prolog prompt. This is a Prolog prompt. And here you have to write consult and path name and file name.pl. And these are the queries. You are checking whether Bill is ancestor of Sam. Bill is ancestor of Sam. So how it will execute this query? Bill is ancestor of Sam. Parent x comma Sam. So parent x comma Sam is mother x comma y or father x comma y. So Bill is not a father or mother. So it will check the second rule, ancestor x comma z and ancestor z comma y. Madhura? So we have to check whether Bill is ancestor of Sam. So we'll solve with this query, ancestor Bill Z. So who is Bill is parent of whom? Bill is parent of Jill, and Jill is parent of or mother of Sam. So Bill is ancestor of Sam. So it will return true. If we say ancestor Bill comma X, so Bill is ancestor of Jim, Sam, and Sally. So it will return these three, Jim, Jill, and Sam, and out of local stack. X comma Bob. So this was the error that we have just seen, because backtracking stack is limited, and if you backtrack number of times, you'll get such errors, because we have limited stack, and backtracking has to save every result, or you have seen in what we can call those as records. So when we call a recursion, we have to maintain the records of for each of the executed procedures. For example, in case of recursion or factorial of 3, 2, 1. So everything should be there in a stack. It is not like when you call a function, it executes it and returns back or delete that abstraction activation record. So in case of recursion, it will store all the activation records in the stack, and that's why stack gets full. So similarly, in Prolog, when you backtrack number of times, so every intermediate result needs to be stored on a stack, and sometimes you may get like error like this out of local stack. So to avoid these errors, we have to use cuts, because cuts will limit our search and make our program more efficient. In next lecture, we'll see how to use cuts, and we'll see more examples based on this query resolutions.